Hello, public health students of 2014. This is Group 9 coming to you today to present our program, SDCC SHEPT, the San Diego Community College's Support for Higher Education Among Pregnant and Parenting Teens. Now, the goal of our program is to decrease the overall teen dropout rates in the community colleges located in San Diego. The priority population will be 18 and 19-year-old pregnant and parenting teens currently pursuing a degree at one of the 8 community colleges. The evaluation questions provided data for the study and will be analyzed in this presentation. The conceptual models include specific constructs that will be used to help measure the impact in dropout rates, self-efficacy, and attitudes about completing a college degree and how they relate to the behavioral intentions. The health outcomes will be evaluated are maternal and child health and completion of degree. We used an experimental time series design for our study. This included an experimental and a control group that has the same characteristics. The only difference was the experimental group received a website intervention and the control group received a control website to help maintain external validity. The study took place over a course of 2 academic years, beginning fall 2012. We provided a baseline survey at the start of the study, and we gave a follow-up survey at the end of each semester. We provided a final closeout survey at the end of the study. We used a random sampling procedure for the study. This included randomizing the colleges into either the experimental or control group. The decision to randomize the colleges instead of the individuals was chosen to help control for validity issues like contamination. Measurements are collected through questionnaires administered via the website. Questions include information on the constructs and dependent variables of the study. The independent variables receiving the website intervention was collected by asking which school they were attending. The dependent variables were a combination of nominal, interval, and ordinal measurements levels to gather comprehensive study data.
Based on the type of data we collected, a bivariate data analysis was used in our evaluation. This analysis type was chosen because the evaluation questions focused on 2 variables: the types of findings that directly related to our objectives and program goals have been evaluated. We compared the differences between the experimental group and control group when analyzing the number of dropouts, GPA, and reported self-efficacy. Shown here are the results of the variance in dropout rates. We analyzed the data using a chi-square test. The experimental group had a lower number of dropouts when compared to the control group, allowing us to reject the null hypothesis. The next measurement we collected was GPAs. The experimental group had a slightly higher reported GPA than the control group. When analyzing the data with a t-test, it was determined that the differences were not statistically significant and the null hypothesis was accepted. Finally, reported self-efficacy was collected. This was done with a Likert scale and was evaluated with a chi-square test. The reported levels of confidence in the experimental group were significantly higher than those in the control group. This allowed us to reject the null hypothesis. Like all great programs, there were a few limitations when considering the evaluation. We collected self-reported data from participants, which has the potential to be subjective and calls into question the accuracy of the data. Also, since we utilized a time series design, there was a loss of follow-up. Finally, there was the potential for contamination between the experimental and control groups due to the close proximity of colleges and enrollment of students in multiple colleges at a single point in time. Participation in the website intervention was successful in reducing the number of dropouts and increasing self-efficacy in the experimental group. Although the higher mean GPA in the experimental group cannot be attributed to the intervention, the program can still be seen as successful in reaching the goals and objectives established. Overall, Fellow class of 2014, Public Health, soon to be graduates, our program was a success. You're welcome.